Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of What's Happening Now. As always, remember to like, share, and comment on this broadcast live, as there could be some information not only useful to yourself, but to a neighbor or a friend. Tonight's broadcast is being brought to you by Hello Guest Screen. Hello Guest Screen offers an easy way to personalize your Airbnb's properties TV screens with custom images and a dynamic calendar-driven guest information with all essentials. I tell you what, I use Hello Guest Screen here at CNI Solution. It has worked out awesome for us. It helps us with our graduation classes. It helps us with different events that we do here at the center. So it has been awesome for us. Guys, things we got happening right now. And Brittany, you got the Renew Ready 2 class that has started already. How's that going?
Last night was the kickoff for the first day, and so far so good. Everybody's excited. I had a few students talk my head off at least 20 minutes after the class, just excited about, okay, what we're doing on Thursday. And I'm like, well, just come back on Thursday. We'll see. So with starting a new cohort, then sending out the last one just recently. So ending one and starting one, and then still in the midst of that third one, I'm just overly excited for them to get the information that they're actually wanting to receive.
Outstanding. And folks, for those who missed it, if you're looking to start a business and want to be a part of one of these cohorts, please just reach out to CNI Solutions. Go to our website underneath the Launch It program, and you can get signed up, and we can see if we can get you into one of our upcoming classes. So tonight we got a returning guest. It's not a special guest, but he's a returning regular guest, and he's always here with some great information and great things he's going to talk about. We got Mr. Tim Rice. He is the CEO of Consofta and TNR Webs. Tim, welcome.
Thank you, Charles. Glad to be back. It's always a good time. Hey, guys. What, 3 or 4 times now?
Three or four times. It's been a minute.
Right.
You know, he's a regular here, guys. He's
right.
a regular. So, Tim, you founded another business, another company, another software called Consofta. Talk to us a little bit about that, because I know I dabbled with it a little bit, and I can tell you folks, those who have not used it and those who have not known what it is, he's going to give you some good information. I'm telling you, this is something that you're going to want for your organization.
Thanks, Charles. Consofta is short for Consolidated Software. That's basically what I did. I took a bunch of different softwares, different marketing, different website, digital solutions, payments, scheduling, all these different things that you have to do online. And I consolidated that into one piece of software so that now you can control everything from intake to client relations, through CRMs, through contacting, and through communications, text, emails, social media connections, payment processing, scheduling, everything you name that you really need to run a business online. And I consolidate that into one piece of software, and it's called Consofta.
Well, I tell you what, those who are viewing, CNI Solution has been fortunate enough to have Consofta embedded into our program. And I can tell you what, Tim, we utilized that during the Braid-a-thon, and it has been phenomenal for us, you know, for those parents to be able to get those reminder texts about their appointment times, for those parents to get those texts and say, hey, your time has passed. Please go back or check the link or come see us at this time. They have all been raving about, like, man, you have really been sending out a lot of messages. I said, well, it wasn't me. I said, that was Consofta. I said, I ain't got time to be sending out those type of messages like that. That has been awesome. And I can tell, just working inside that program, being in there, I'm not even touching the tip of the iceberg with this. I mean, there's so much more that can be done using Consofta. Explain a little bit on that for me.
Braid-a-thon, this is your third or fourth year doing
Fourth year
doing Braid-a-thon. I've been there for the last few, and you can recall I don't want to say struggles. We've always had a successful event, but it was a lot of different softwares.
Right.
I was having to piece together information to you and keep schedules in line, and there was always these issues. This year was just a totally different beast, because we did it all in Consofta. We were able to register people, schedule people, communicate with people very easily. Like you said, send reminders. We were able to do a check-in process, so we knew when people arrived and when they didn't, and we could reschedule those people. All these things that in years past would have been great, but we weren't able to do just because of limitations of the software. So I'm sure we haven't talked about it yet, but the show up rate had to be increased. Those things had to be increased just out of the nature of being more open with communication. So of course we can do things like that. I have clients that are using Consofta to manage coaching firms. So we can do, if you're a coach or a consultant, and be able to onboard and manage your coaching process, put your classes online, all that stuff. I have a gentleman who teaches Tai Chi and Qigong on a very high international level that is using Consofta to do all of his scheduling and marketing, is managing his social media posts, doing all the follow-up. Really, Consofta, I like to explain it as there's no limits. It can do whatever we need it to do. It's not a here it is, use it. It's more of like, here's a toolkit, and depending on what you need to do for, what you need to use it for, here's how we'll put a tool for you together, something that's individual for you and what you need. I'm thinking back to like local service companies. Small Business Administration did a study that 62% of small business calls go unanswered. 62%.
Wow.
If you run a small business, you probably can attest to this. It may be your cell phone, your personal cell phone, or if you are on the job, you can't answer. So you probably you can relate to that. And you can imagine how much revenue 62% of missed calls, especially now. If you don't answer the phone, I'm calling the next guy, right?
Absolutely.
We have a solution. It's called Missed Call Text Back. So if you do miss that call, the system will automatically wait a minute or however long we say and text them and say, hey, thanks for calling TNR. I'm sorry we missed your call. How can I help you? And it's a text message that now they can get to their phone. And, oh, people love the text. And they'll reply, oh, this was my question. That text comes to your phone. You can reply back. And it's just one thing. Sometimes that's the only solution they need. So let's put that in place. So when it comes to the automations and what Consofta can do, really the limit is only our imagination. I'm having a great time with just different use cases, different clients, stretching it out in different ways. So it's been a blast, and I really have not found anything outside of its limits yet. I haven't found a use case to where we could not combine and find a solution in Consofta.
So I tell you what, one of the things that I really like about it, for those who are viewing who think you may need something like this, it collects all the data for everybody who inquires with CNI Solutions, and it allows you to tag the data separately. If it's somebody, for us, in our case, Brittany, if it's a volunteer, we can tag Brittany just as a volunteer. If it's somebody who wants to be a facilitator, I can tag Tim as a facilitator. And I can use Consofta to say, hey, I need you to send a message to all my facilitators and say this, and it'll do that. Or I can say, hey, I need you to send a message to all of our volunteers, and it'll do that. And I thought that was just awesome, because in years past, when you always said like, hey, you know, how many volunteers you got? I have to go through this list and figure out who was doing what. And now it automatically will do that for you. And that is awesome, because I'm going to tell you, when I think we had probably close to 130 people volunteered during the Braid-a-thon event. Had I not had Consofta, I would not have been able to differentiate between those who are volunteering and those who are signing up to have their child's hair done. Now it separates all that, and we're able to tag different people, different bodies, and make things happen. And I think that was just awesome.
Yeah, Consofta at its core is a CRM. It's a client relationship manager. It's something that if you're in business, you've heard the term, you're paying for a CRM right now, right? If you're not, stay in business a little longer. You will be paying for a CRM solution. It's just mandatory in the space, because you realize I have to keep customer data. I have to communicate and stay in contact with my customers. Your CRM is what does that. And at its core, that's what Consofta is. It's a CRM that we gave superpowers by connecting a bunch of other software. So that's why it does that data management so well. That's what it does at its core. And you mentioned something earlier about when people connect with CNI, and we have them like, oh, we got you, and we're not going to let you go. If you connect with CNI Solutions, I don't care if you send them a DM, if you call, well, we don't have phone set up for you, but other customers that say, if you call them, DM them on social, send an email, any of those things, you are now a contact. What a lot of small businesses, what happens is someone may reach out, you may answer their question, they're just gone. Or someone may sign up for something on your website, you send them a download, and then they're gone. because all these things are happening in different systems,
Mhm.
and instead of being able to consistently stay in contact with these people and be able to capture their information. That's what's really important. And it does that well. I'm glad you found that to be useful, but it does that well because that is really the core and where we started. We needed to see our
Right. So I tell you, one of the things that I noticed that was really, it was kind of trippy for me. I got a email message from somebody by the name of Layla. And in the email message, it said this person reached out to them. We informed them that someone from C&I Solutions team will be contacting you shortly. And first I'm like, who the heck sent this message out, and why did they say that? But then I remembered from previous interviews with you, you was talking about your AI, and her name was Layla.
Yeah.
So Layla was already intercepting text messages through Facebook and everything, and replying back saying, hey, how does that work, and how can someone out there make that useful for them?
Yeah, we have the AI technology. We spent a lot of time developing that in Consofta. Layla is my bot, which I've been developing for a while. So Layla, of course, when I started Consofta, even before Consofta, Layla existed. She came over with me, and now she has superpowers. You think Layla was bad now, or then Layla is so bad now, and she helps with clients. So clients like yourself will have certain forms of communication channels that they put out for people. And what we did was just plug Layla in to be able to say, hey, we got your message. And then to inform Charles, hey, Charles, this is Layla just telling you that this person reached out. We told them that someone will be back with them, so get in touch with them. That conversation you will find right in, oh, that person, yep, and you can reply right to Consofta. And that's just one of the small things that Layla does, and that anyone can do. The beauty of the infrastructure we built is that now we can deploy bots for any business, literally using the information from your website. I can take a bot and we give it some basic instruction about how to perform. And then we tell the bot, look at this website. This is where you get the information from. This is what you know. And we can launch it right then and there just based off information on your website. We can also feed it a bunch of questions and answers to give it some more context. So this is something now that people can launch and have in their business almost instantly. I mean, this is something you can literally set up in 10 minutes in Consofta, and you can have your bot live on your website. Another beautiful thing, and you kind of mentioned it too, is that what we can do is on social media per se, you see it all the time. Comment the word this below and I'll send you this, or comment the word this and I will do that. All those things we automate now with Consofta. So when you comment that word, we're automatically going to DM them, whoever made that comment. We're going to like the comment. We're going to reply to the comment, and not only reply with just a standard box reply, we're going to have a bunch of replies. So the replies are different, right? AI is going to reply something, but not the same thing. And we're going to DM that person. This is all through automations and all automatically. So that's the power of consolidating all your stuff, consolidating your CRM, consolidating your social media, consolidating your automations. Now you can do things like that can catch people from the first touch all the way through fulfillment of service. So
I tell you what, I know a lot of times we will get messages DM to us and say they want to know more, and our media company, a lot of times she will catch a lot of those messages and say, hey, Julie, how may we help you? Like this. So speaking of what you're speaking with now, the chatbot can actually start talking to these people and tell them when they say we want to know more, it can just give them all the information that we feed it to tell them about C&I Solutions or programs, different events, stuff we got coming up as well. Is that right?
Yes, and we could do it now. I wish we were a little more prepared, or I was a little more prepared for this, because we will pull out a computer and literally in the time we were sitting here, we can have your audience right now go ask the bot that same question that someone would have to answer, and let's see what the bot would say. You would be surprised. You would drop your jaw, because the bot, learning from your website, would be able to answer. Oh, we do literacy classes. It would just start naming things. And if we can do this in 10 minutes, and we will do it for C&I. So even the audience listening now, tomorrow, go to C&I's website and ask the chatbot, what do we do? That's the question. Or can I have more info? That was the question. Right. And let's see what their chatbot says. And we're going to do that tomorrow. What time we got tomorrow morning, Charles? Let's get together 20
Tomorrow
minutes and
All right.
we'll launch this so you guys can see it, because it's actually, it's really powerful. It really opens up to the masses. If you remember when I was here before, I was saying things like developers like me,
Right.
developers like me, right? Now it's to the masses. Now anyone can have a Layla or whatever you want to call your bot, and have it deployed in your business. The way that Consofta works, I'm sorry to go on a bit, but as you have the bot having the conversation for you, you're watching the conversation, right? You can see this in your conversation stream. And anytime you decide to, well, let me jump in, it's still a bot, it's still AI, it still could get a little off the rails, it still could get a question that it doesn't understand. But you can jump in. And as soon as you jump in manually with an answer, the bot will turn off and go to sleep for a few hours. So you won't be duplicating those efforts. So we really have Consofta set up to where anyone, a basic user, brand new, can set their bot up, use it, and it can be effective in your business right now.
Wow. I tell you what, viewers, those who are viewing, those who know people with a business, or those who's going to be starting a business, this is something that you are going to want on your team. We talk in entrepreneur world, you got to build a team. You got to build a team. This is someone you need part of your team, because I'm telling you, just a little bit how it has helped CNI Solution is amazing. I mean, amazing. And the way we're able to reach out and make contacts with potential clients and those who want to support CNI Solutions, it has been wonderful. So please take time to share this live with someone that you know is in business who can use this, because I know there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of our students out there who have came through the class and are struggling. You might want to take a look at this and reach out to TNR Webs and Consofta to see what they got going on. You know, Brittany, you know, what is your thoughts here?
I knew you was going to do that, and I was prepared for it, right?
All right.
So Tim had actually already answered a question of mine, which was, you know, with him having TNR Webs, you know, what made him start Consofta. And when he hit what Consofta actually is consolidated software. I was like, okay, it makes sense. And then he said how much of a headache you were for him with these past gradathons. So what do you see Consofta in the future when it comes to helping others in their businesses? And what you saying, superpowers and Layla, because you know, Mr. Farlow, especially when he said Layla, I was like, oh, I know that. That's my friend. That's my friend. So with other entrepreneurs, or let's say if you're talking to my current cohorts right now, like how would they know that your software, your Consofta, would be an advantage or a benefit to their business?
Yeah. One of the things that I think Consofta can do is to allow you, especially as a small business owner, to have the feel, the look, and the ability of the big boys, right?
Right.
You as a one person, even we were talking about all the reminders. You know, we sent several hundred text messages throughout the campaign, several hundred emails. You can set up automations that I talked about missed call text back. I'm kind of all over the place, guys. Stay with me. It does a lot. So, but we talked about missed call text back. But another thing that we have that I use as a tool a lot is the fast 5, I call it, because what happens when people reach out to your company, you have about 5 minutes. If you don't get back to them in 5 minutes, they are gone off to the next person on the Google search results or however they found you. At least if you're a growing business. If you're just a mom and pop that only gets business from friends, and well, then maybe not for you. But if you're a thriving business and you're trying to find new customers and get new customers, this Fast 5 is another example of how we get back to you. So we set up automations to where you can feel like you're everywhere. You can make yourself or your 2-person team or your 3-person team really feel like they're a 10-person team.
Right.
You can stay in communications. Every small business owner watching this, everyone knows that if I had more time, I would have sent this email, or I would have reached out more, or I would send this promotion, or I would do this thing, or I would, but I don't have the time. And so we all know we kind of lack that. And Consofta gives you the ability to be able to do that without having automations in place, without having things that can do things without you having to push the button. Now you're limited to just you. And this now allows you to be many people.
Right, right. I tell you what, viewers who are watching, and one of the things that I learned when I was utilizing Consofta is not only can I send out these several hundred messages to everyone who is involved with the Braid-a-thon, but I can drip drop these messages. I can give you a message at 2:10. He may not get his until about 3 o'clock. I says, oh man, that's pretty cool. I just, instead of everybody's phone, if they happen to be in the same area, everybody's phone going off at one time. It also allows you that advantage to time delay. You can pick a certain date when that message went out, because I remember people were sending me text messages like, hey, why are you at the office right now? And I'm like, no, I'm driving. What are you talking about? Why'd you send this message? I said, oh, I didn't do that. I said, that was Consofta. I was like this. So I think that is awesome, especially for that business owner out there, like you said, who does not have enough time and want to try to connect with their clients and their customers. This is an awesome, awesome tool. And I'll tell y'all guys what, as we go on with this and I learn more, and I got my master over here teaching me more of how to operate it, you're going to see a lot of things changing with C&I Solutions and how we're doing things, because we're trying to operate a little bit more efficiently now. Like this, and Consofta and the AI is allowing us to do that, and I think that is awesome.
I was going to jump in and say that I just wanted to mention that Charles, longtime client, when I first founded Consofta, the software was launched, I called him, man, I got this new thing. I was really excited. And I said, here, try it out. I just gave Charles a login.
Yeah.
I've never trained Charles on Consofta. I've never sat down and said, this is how you do this. You have intuitively just got a login. I really gave it to him to get feedback, right? Someone I could trust, longtime client. And he's just taken off and run with it. So I just wanted to make that Consofta is designed to be a SaaS. And that means software as a service. It's designed to be, it's just the software. One thing that TNR Web still does in Connections is that we will manage it for you if need be.
Right.
But obviously, this is in its core, it's something that you can just plug in and do like Charles, run with it. I haven't had to train you at all. We had a couple of things that I had to help with, but most of all, it's just been you, just doing your thing.
And again, guys, and those who are watching, it also offers you analytics.
Oh yeah,
you're able to get analytics of clicks on your website, who's doing what, where, what, and you're able to see that. So it allows you as the business owner to understand what's actually happening with your business, with your website, what page they're going to, what page they're not going to. So if there's changes that you need to make, you're able to do that now because you're getting that feedback, that real-time feedback right then and there.
Absolutely. In Consofta, guys, if you look at a contact, right, if you happen to pull up a contact, you obviously see all the communication history.
Right.
But you can see every time that person goes to your website, what forms they filled out. We track all data is king, right? Data means everything without knowing what's going on. So we pride data. We do a lot of analytics. We keep a lot of data for you so that you can make informed decisions. So yeah, data is definitely a strong point.
So one thing I would ask, and I'm sure a lot of viewers were asked, or business owners asked, well, Tim, Mr. Rice, what makes Consofta better than, I don't know, light fixture enterprise? What makes Consofta better?
I'll tell you what, Consofta does what other software out there can do. The difference is Consofta was built by a company, TNR Webs, that has been designing and helping small businesses with websites for over a decade. So we took that experience into the CRM software. So it's designed in a way that can help small businesses go from concept, to go from startup, to go from scale into their next level. It's built with people who know what you need, who have done it, and Consofta has that experience built in. So it's the software and the experience of TNR that makes Consofta different than just going out and maybe buying another CRM or anything like that. So I would say that's the difference.
I tell you what, that's a difference that means a lot to me because, as Tim had mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, him and I have been together for many years now, and I have learned so much from him and have built that trust. I don't care about anyone else. And I think I might have told you this. I don't know if I did, but I get people all the time. We've been looking at your website. We want to do this for you. Like, nah, I'm good. I got someone. I'm good. Like just because of that relationship, because of me knowing him, I trust him. And I trust him with our website, and I trust him to give me the right information to do the right thing so that as an organization, we can grow. And that's hard to find nowadays. That's hard to find in a company where you're trying to grow, because most times you're just a number. You're just a number. And I tell you, working with TNR Webs and Consofta CNI Solutions and our team, we feel like we're more than just a number. We're family. Like this. I call Tim at middle of the night. Hey, man, this is what's happening with the website. I'm on it, Charles. Don't worry. So I think that's great. So if you are looking into something and you are looking to get into something, I highly advise you to look into TNR Webs and Consofta. In fact, let's put their information on the screen here. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. My producer wasn't able to make it tonight, but we're here and we're going to make it happen for you guys. So we can let that scroll across the bottom. So for those who are looking for that software for your business, so what type of business would this actually work the best in? I know we're as a nonprofit, how it's doing me, but what is the best business that Consofta will excel in?
I think I will have to say two. One is local service companies, local home services, roofers, plumbers, people who need to schedule and stay in contact. I made a joke of the people that hang Christmas lights. I have a guy that's been doing mine for the last couple of years, and I told him, I will fill up your schedule by October 1st by just using your old customers and a bunch of automations. We're 76% full. So service businesses, great. And then coaches and consultants. The reason I say that is because my wife is a coach. She had a lot of coaching friends. So we have we have a Consofta for coaches. It's called the Guided Growth Coaching Solution. So not only do you have Consofta, you have the whole business model, you have the contracts, you have how it works, how you schedule, so if you're a coach or consultant, we have a full platform for you. If you're a local contract company or you do local services, Consofta can change your business. And I mean, we can do it really quickly by putting some things in place. So I think those would be the two, but literally there is no business that it cannot help with. No matter what you do, there's a tool, whether you're trying to accept payments, maybe it's you're trying to schedule things, maybe it's you're trying to stay in communication, manage your social media in one place, all those things. So there really is not a business, but again, I would highlight those two, but literally, I would love a business to say, oh, I got a special use case. That would make me happy. I don't think there's one out there yet, though.
I tell you what, that is awesome. And when you said something about managing that social media on one place, that has been helpful to me, because trying to bounce back between Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and all that, getting all those messages and getting them all in that one spot. I was like, man, this is great. I couldn't ask for anything more than and able to reply, and it goes back to them. That has been awesome.
He couldn't have been more excited. I remember that. He's like, yeah, Tim told me about the stuff and I'm getting all the messages to my phone. I was like, oh, well, what you use it? Oh, it's called Consofta. I was like, okay, I'm not going to ask no more questions.
We have an app, so you get it on your phone. What Charles referring to, all your socials, the communications go to our communication stream. And even though they sent you a DM on Instagram, you're texting them from the app right on your phone, and it goes back to their whatever platform they're on. Right. It's just so useful. I mean, just that in itself could change a lot of businesses, just having that ability to stay in contact by itself. And that is just one little small piece.
Outstanding. We got one question out there from one of you that says, how do a person out of Bama get your business? So if you're outside of Alabama, will you service or help them get business in their areas?
Absolutely. You can be outside the U.S. And get help with me. So that is not a barrier whatsoever. COVID shut down the local thing. I do 99% of my business now via Zoom and online. So absolutely, just go to Consofta.com or go to tnrwebs.com and click a link or anywhere to get in contact, Rose, and I assure you I can help you out no matter where you are in the country.
Outstanding. Hey, Tim, I tell you what, this has been awesome. I'm excited. Make sure you guys look at CNI Solutions website by tomorrow, mid-morning, mid-afternoon, and start going to our chat bot that we're going to have. We're moving up, like the Jeffersons, we're moving on up, So I'm excited to have that. And I know that's going to be a useful tool. and help answer a lot of those questions that those who are looking to become entrepreneurs and don't know where to start and have those questions. They can go to our website and use that chat bot. So that is awesome. Tim, anything you want to share with us before we close?
No, thank you again for having me. It's always a pleasure to come on this show. I do want to offer anyone on the show something special.
Okay.
So
Can I get in on this?
it's not good enough for you. You already got two. You're already too special for this. But I don't know. If you go to my site, Consofta runs $297 a month. You'll see that. It's the value of that is so hard to really explain. How cheap that is really hard to explain in itself. But even that, if you mention this show, if you're a fan of this show and you happen to watch this and say, hey, I saw you on the show, I am going to cut that price down to $97 a month. I'll give you Consofta for $97 a month. I'm only going to do it for a few people. So, if you're interested, please let me know. But I will cut it down to where it's a no-brainer. If you have a small business and you are growing and you want to partner with another business of mine, I'm a growing business, and you want to partner, reach out to me. If you think this makes sense whatsoever, we will make it make sense for you and do it for a price that you can't beat anywhere.
Okay.
Folks, viewers, I'm telling you now, that is a steal. You have no idea, because I've seen other programs out there and what they're charging and what this one does and what I'm happy with and what it does and what I'm still learning and what I'm getting. You need to jump on that. Jump on that today. All right. Jump on that today. Tim, hey, we appreciate you coming in. As always, you're always giving us some great information. And now you're giving away some great gifts, for some of those business owners, those viewers out there. We appreciate that. Those who are viewing, please take time to share this live. You may know some business owners that can use this information and can use Consofta. All they got to do is mention, they saw it on What's Happening Now with CNI Solutions, and they're going to get that extremely low discounted rate like this and be able to have all the information that we've been having. Okay. And as always, remember, your yesterday is not your today, and your today is not your tomorrow. Good night.